What is going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I am doing. Wait, can y'all hear me? I don't think y'all can hear me. I don't think y'all can hear me. I just realized this. I just realized something. I don't think y'all can. AV good, is it? All right, hold on. My headset's not good though. I'm trying to. I was looking for a mouse to go on my computer because, like, I'm using the. I think I told y'all this. Like, I got a different computer a few months ago. And so I'm like trying to use stuff. And I found a mouse, but I don't know how to hook it up to the computer. I actually don't even know how to charge it, but I have a mouse. So we'll figure that out a different day. Obi Rose, what's going on? How you doing, Obi Rouster? How are you doing? Simpleton, I see ya. Simpleton, I meant to. Hey, Crow, what's going on? Simpleton, I meant to ask you, what game were you playing? You were playing. I need to think of it. You were playing some game, and I meant to ask you, like, was it a good game or not? Wait, I see ya. See everybody. So we're gonna be talking about a couple of different things today. Internet of Games wrote something. I love it, can't wait, but I also can't be there tonight to actually put forward a reasoned response, which disappoints me. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means, Internet Game. Did you build your own? Did I build my own mouse or my computer? Not my own computer. If you're saying my own computer, no, it's a MacBook. Like, it's portable. My downstairs is like my actual PC that I did build. You know what? I haven't turned that on in like 3 months. I haven't turned that on since like maybe once for something for taxes. But I haven't turned anything. That thing is probably so outdated. I just thought about that. Oh, that's gonna be a pain. That's gonna be a pain. But I like this one. I like how it's like kind of mobile. You know what I mean? I'm good, but kind of tired. Just finished dinner. I'm stuffed. Ooh, what did you have? What did you have? I ate dinner earlier. So I had that. I went and bought the carpet. No, I didn't. The carpet for the basement. I went on Tuesday and I picked it out, and he said, "Yeah, this should be in your price range." But then I went today, and he's like, "Oh, but with taxes," and I was like, "You mother ever!" Like, that tax is like it shot the budget, so I'm a little upset now. So I just came back too, like 30 minutes ago. So I'm here. I'm here. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I really wish I could think of the game that Simpleton was playing that I wanted to ask him about if it was good or not, and I can't. But I will eventually. My Jango laptop only gets turned on for taxes in GeForce Now. Hey, but I was talking to GeForce Now with a friend from work, and I'm surprisingly, like, I'm hearing a lot of people still use GeForce Now. Hello to lemon buttered chicken. Oh, that sounds good. And broccoli and pasta. Wow, that sounds a very healthy gym rat type of meal. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that is like very much like chicken, broccoli, pasta. It's like carbs, protein, vegetables. Let's go. And then like a little bit of seasoning to go with it. And that's how Roster stays in shape, y'all, right there. Love it. Love it. All right. Well, we got a couple of topics to talk about. There were some topics I wanted to talk about last time, but I didn't get to talk about. Specifically around, like I said, this I know some of y'all are interested in it, some of y'all are not. But this Warner Brothers deal just keeps getting like more bizarre and interesting. Like, there's, if you don't want to stay until I talk about it, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't think it's going to go through. I know last week I was like, I don't know. This week, I don't think it's going to go through. And to tell you the truth, I think it was designed not to go through. Like, so I'm going to get pretty conspiracy theory-esque on that deal later on. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a little bit about NVIDIA DLSS 5. I'll be very honest with you, I'm not really big like DLSS type of person. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Crimson Desert as well. You know, we that one came out, so we're going to be hitting that up. Unfortunately, in Crystal Dynamics, some other stuff. So we got several different things. We got several different things that we're going to talk about. And yeah. So, but as always, let's start off. You know, I got a couple of trailers, so I want to get these because I've been like waiting till the trailers are done, and then I come back to it. But for this one, we're gonna get down to it, and we're gonna start with a trailer. So, with that, let's start with the trailer. So when I first saw this trailer, you know what came to my mind? Because obviously it's like a frog, and it's going to Game Pass. So for y'all who have Game Pass, you'll be able to play that. But do y'all remember Battletoads? Like, it's actually on the Nintendo Switch Online, whatever subscription service they have. But there's a game called Battletoads that came around the same time. It was a little after. I know, Roster. I think it's an Xbox exclusive. If for sure it's a timed like if for sure it's going to Game Pass. But there was a game that was like Ninja Turtles, but it was Battletoads. And this game, super battle. Yes, Obi. So obviously this is totally different than that, but I saw a frog and I was like, I haven't seen a frog in a while. Thank you for that one. Same publishers as Streets of Rage. So beat 'em up there, which Battletoads is like a beat 'em up too. Actually, I guess all that whole genre is the more I think about it. But yes, so that's what I saw. I think it looks kind of cool. If I had Game Pass, it'd probably be something I would maybe go check out a little bit of. But we shall see. I'm looking forward to it. Roster went from it's okay to I'm looking forward to it. Well, it's coming out next week, 25th. So I was excited to see that one as it made its way through and everything else. But also, all right. So I think that's kind of cool. And then here we go. So we're going to get to our first kind of spicy conversation. The DLSS conversation, the NVIDIA conversation. And here it is. In all of its glory. DLS5 is why does it do that? Why does it always make me let's do it like this. Slap in the face. Looks like Clever Neos wrote this article. Right? DLSS 5 is a slap in the face to the art of video game design. So I really want to hear from you all because I think Can't wait for DLSS 5 in my food. Ooh, Ron, that is very deep. Please elaborate. So yeah, so we have this here, right? I'm curious what people think of this, right? Because I'll be honest with y'all, I think this is the way the industry's going. If you haven't heard, DLSS 5 is using um AI tech, as they call it, or it's really just AI graphics design, which I don't really even consider it AI graphics design, but whatever, they call it AI. Same people who praise PSSR2 is against DLSS. So please explain. Aaron, I don't understand it either, Aaron. I'm going to be very honest. When I hear upscaling technology, which is how I describe DLSS 5, I know there's going to be someone out there who's going to be like, Purple, it's not upscaling technology. But I think of it like that, right? Like, I think of it as essentially like, you have what it's like, there's some data out there. AI takes that data and says, how can we make it better without using as much, I guess, memory is the best way I can think of it, without using as much power. And then you get a picture. I don't understand the difference on this one. But maybe people are just against upscaling as I like DL Sci-Fi. It looks so good. Simpleton, I think I read your comment on that. I could never write this. You could never write this. Why not? Girls who use makeup is basically using DLSS. So Ron Slusher likes the natural look, y'all. That's what I heard there. I'm just gonna say it. Pony. Aaron, explain more. We actually have a little bit of this, right? We have a little bit of this. Like, here we go. On the left side is no DLSS 5. On the right side is DLSS 5. I don't get it. Like, I can understand people saying they don't like upscale technology, right? So the clearest example I can make on this one is like in movies, right? So James Cameron, Christopher Nolan, two people who are really into, well, Christopher Nolan for sure, really into like the home theater experience, right? They are very much into physical media movies, not really coming through streaming, right? And the reason why, streaming uses less data, and when you use less data to still get the same thing, like they use some upscaling technology. I'm not saying they're using DLSS 5, do not get twisted. I'm just upscaling technology. And essentially the AI says, oh, this is how we think it should be the best. Christopher Nolan disagrees. So if you're totally against that, I totally get that. But to tell you the truth, this is not like, this picture is not something I would have saw. I don't think I mean, I guess I see the one on the right, she's more clear. And I think Simpleton wrote this in his Twitter post. I believe it was you, Simpleton, that I saw write this in their Twitter post, that you like it. But I'm curious, why do people not like it? AI filter, this is a joke. Why? Okay, explain it. Okay, PlayStation good, everything else bad to these people. I'm not saying that. I'd rather not use it, but honestly don't care either way. Aaron, I think I'm in your boat. But I'm curious because upscaling is not it, because they call it optimized when it's not. But so I'm curious, it's like what am I missing on this one? What am I missing on this one? Like, I get you're saying it's optimized, but it's not optimized, but it's giving you a clearer picture, but that's not what you want. Like, I'm curious, what is the pushback? I'm open to this. Like, this is not one where you're going to see Purple's planting a flag on this debate, but it's making its rounds. It's making its rounds. Haze-wise Impact, what's going on? Hopefully you're doing well. We're just talking of DLS 5. Aaron's breaking up a good point. The people who are really excited about the PlayStation PSSR 2, which is basically using AI upscaler, right, are now crapping on this one. I have Resident Evil Requiem. No matter the setting, I am not impressed with the graphics. Well, Jesse, that is a fair thing. I do know some people are excited about it, though. Families just love to whine, moan, and complain. The holy grail of video games is playing something that actually looks real. Otherwise, what is the point of 4K anything? Or 8K if you ask Project Storm. Project Storm has some weird ones. If he sometimes Project Storm will be like, I'm playing in 7.2K. And it's like, Project Storm, what is this? What is this? He like throws out some. It's like, I'm playing in 10K. It's like, what? Nobody's even talking about this. But that's Project Storm. But I think for some games, right? Like obviously there's some games that I play that are not like 4K anything. Like I'm more like an art style. I think it looks good to me. Why is Impact? I think so too. I think so too. It looks okay, but I get that people don't like that. It changes how it looks beyond resolution. All right, explain this one to me, Rouster. Explain that. Hey, Joe, what's going on? Explain it to me. Like, what am I like? Neos has the same point. Like, what is the pushback? Like, I'm really like it's. I think I'm with Simpleton. Like, yo, if it looks more clear, like I can see the chick on the right. This one, the DLSS 5 on chick, like the background looks a little bit more clear, right? Like it's a little bit more, if that's what you're into. But I don't understand why someone would say, oh yeah, I turn it off. I rather want this one. Now, I understand, like if you turn it on, like sometimes you turn it on in the game and it becomes super distracting. So maybe that's the point here. Like, like things are ultra glossy. A large number of the people who complain are sweats who put in 6 hours plus a day. U.S. casual gamers do not see all these little things complain about. Yeah, I'm with you on it. I would be lucky if I put in 6 hours a week. Be very honest. 6 hours every 2 weeks. Realism is overrated. I'm playing Pocopia, having a ball. Who else is Granite's playing Pocopia? Is it really that good? I don't understand. Like I've looked at the trailer for Pokopia or the Pokemon game. I'm like, what is it? Wouldn't it be the first time I say that with the game? Remind you, I again kind of missed the Pokemon frenzy. I was fighting a war. But true story. And so like I didn't really get to it, but I guess Pokopia is okay. Her eyes look brighter and her face shape is different. Okay, I feel like that is something a makeup artist would say. But is her face shape not more real? You're trying to make games pop more. If you do not like it, then don't use it. The whole issue is that I love Crow. Crow's coming in with the heat. The whole issue is that NVIDIA is changing the way the character looks, not what the artist had in mind. At least that's how I understand it. I don't care either way. Yeah, okay, so so then if that's the argument, which I'm not saying that's not a valid argument whatsoever, right? That's the Christopher Nolan, the movie director, the one who made it's a Christopher Nolan film. The one with the ticking and the planes and World War II. It's like tick, 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 tick. I can't think of it. It's also the one with the dreaming, insomnia. Either way, it's Christopher Nolan, right? He's kind of like that. He's like, it's not how I intended it. So, why can't I think of the ticking movie? Stadia doesn't have to worry about any DLSS 5 issues. No, they don't. They don't have to worry about a lot of things. It's good, but it's not exciting. You just get into it doing tasks hard to explain. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, Spartan, what's going on? Spartan, you got an opinion on this one? DLSS 5? DLSS 5 Blasphemous 2. Give me that gothic horror is all that reality bending upscale. Wait. You're telling me Blasphemous uses 2 uses DLSS 5 or DLSS? Really? I thought the whole point of Blasphemous 2 is to look like a Super Nintendo game. I would have more fun playing the game with DLSS, but it's a cool option. Yeah, I think it's an option, right? Or 2, but my opinion, I like it on. Totally get your wise impact. Totally get it. No issue for me. We went to look crisp, but it shouldn't take jobs. Inception. Yes, the dreaming one. Inception. I know there's a lot of, I guess there's a lot of, who was it who came on and they told me I was misreading Inception at the end where he leaves. I don't want to ruin this. If y'all have not seen Inception, we'll have to do another stream just for movies. I feel like we just need like a totally different stream for movies. Cause last time we went we totally got it. Make sure it works good. I guess so. I mean, no, I want Blasphemous 2 to use you want it. Oh my goodness. That would be like overkill, no? I thought the whole point was that the game is to not look like it uses it. But yeah, so this causing a storm. This causes a storm, you know what I mean? Also, I'm just gonna put, this made it all the way to the CEO. Jitsun Huang responded to this, I think we're gonna talk about another CEO here later on. I don't necessarily have an opinion whether people are wrong or right, because I think they should have an opinion on how they choose to play the game. I do think CEOs are I think they're getting a little, CEOs of these multi-trillion-dollar companies. I'm not gonna lie, they're getting a little, how should we say, too big for their britches. I get it; they're billionaires. I totally get it. He's a billionaire. Jensen Wang is a billionaire many times over. But I don't know if customers are wrong. Is the right messaging tactic I would use. Inception was dope. I liked Inception. I did like it. The Switch 2 Pro will have upscaling, I'm sure. Oh, we're always going the Switch 2 Pro. You think I don't know if there will be a Switch 2 Pro. I think there will be a smaller Switch. But I don't know if it'll be more powerful. Come on, Aaron. Nintendo doesn't do this. Nintendo does not do this. But yeah, I think I'm not mad at NVIDIA for doing this. I'm like, if you don't want to use it, don't use it. If you enjoy using it, use it. I totally understand the argument as well. If it's like you really want to see what the artists had in mind, I totally respect that argument as well. I just wanted to see kind of like what you all's opinion was on this. The main reason why is because just to have it. I don't mind people having an opinion as long as it's informed by something. If it's literally just your preference, go for it. If it's some purity that tests you on, or if it's what you like to look at, cool. But if it's literally just because you saw something on Twitter, so you needed to be angry, I think that's what I'm most critical about. Does Sims use DLSS 5? That's a great question. If maybe Rebecca will come on later, she might have the answer to that one. But yeah, that's where that is, and kind of continuing on the stuff that made news this week. Train. We're gonna drop down to this one now. Crimson Desert. If you haven't heard, let's start here. Let's start there. Crimson Desert. So Zalik had this pretty high on her list. I believe Audi had this game pretty high. FCAT had this game pretty high. A couple of people in the community really looking forward to Crimson Desert. If you ask me, 78 is good. I guess it's not in today's world, unless you get a 92. When did gamers become tiger moms? You know what I mean? Like, I should probably make a short about this, but, you know what I mean? Like, there are, like, literally those tiger moms who want their kids to get, like, straight A's, become a doctor, or you're a failure. When did gamers become this group of people that is like a 78's not good? You know, I'm not saying like, it's in the green. Like, you know what I mean? If the score is in the green, doesn't that mean, like, it's decent? I don't get it. But, you know, investors were upset with it. Stock plunges 30%. Now, I don't think this is because of a 78, by the way. I don't think it's because I think this is the typical buy the hype, sell the news. So if you're tracking, this is when you would go invest in Take-Two Interactive and then sell it the day before Grand Theft Auto 6 goes live. I'm just telling you, like, might work for you, regardless of what's gonna happen. But, yeah, I don't know. I think 78's fine from what I've heard. There's a couple of bugs in the game. There's some balancing issues with a few bosses. If you're into, like, that open world MMORPG, this game seemed like Paul Tassi thought the game was good. Um, Obviously, Paul Tassi is, like, one of the big reporters for Forbes Gaming, and Jason Schiller, who is like the big time reporter for Bloomberg, not so much. So I think it's going to split some people, but I honestly think it's doing decent. I usually can't write this message. Jill's, if it's a very, who is that? Spartan got a gifted. Let's go, Ambi. Hey, thank you, Ambi. Ambi coming through, checking to see if the thing is broken. It might be Ambi. DLSS is a very cool manifold, sitting in the G buffer, quite literally revolutionizing the future pipeline out. Again, not sure what Rark is set there, but we agree. Seems like a lot of people are playing this game. Are they? I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. If it's your type of game, it seems like it has a decent story. I don't think it's bad. Like, I don't think it's cyberpunk like levels of bad. There's a lot of controversy around, like, they were showing footage of only PC, but not the PlayStation. Um, Honestly, I think it's landing. Maybe I would have thought it'd be in the low 80s, but 78. The difference between 76 and 84 to me is which outlets are reporting on it. I don't think it's game of the year. I didn't think that when I first saw it. Honestly, I never thought it was game of the year. But I'm happy for it. I'm happy. Like, I think it's live right now, right? I think it's live right now. Yeah, Spartan and we got the gift it's going. And we got the gift it's going, but I'm happy for it. I'm happy the game launched. I'm happy it wasn't too buggy. But let me know if y'all are playing it. If anybody in the chat's playing it, I would really be curious what you all think of the game. Like, is it something that's worthwhile? Is it something you're like way off for a sale? Is it what you thought it was going to be? Because I know a lot of people pre-ordered this. So if that's you, let us know. You know, I'm not someone who has a huge look cool, but I didn't pre-order it, so it should tell you where it is. Nightfall with the Mr. Nightfall himself coming in with the gifted. Welcome, Nightfall. If y'all have not checked out Nightfall's content, Nightfall, I saw what you're planning to do coming up. I think what you did was pretty cool. I'm gonna say that. I think it's gonna be a hit. I'll showcase it after you release it with your permission. I would like to show it. Still never played Expedition 33. Neither have I. There's something else about Expedition. There's a huge joke about, like, I don't know, something with the Academy Awards in Expedition 33. It's super funny. I cannot do it justice. I should have, like, pinned it. But would you say that its score is affected by it? There we go, Ambi. I love it. Love it. Love it. My bad. I cannot respond, but it's bad because, for example, Borderlands 4, I cannot stand Borderlands. I cannot stand Borderlands. I cannot stand the art style or anything. So, Borderlands 4, right? That game is not optimized at all, but turn on DLSS, it will fix that, and a lot of people don't like that. Why not? I don't understand that. I don't understand what you just said. Like, what you just said is like, "Oh, it's not optimized." Like, who cares if it's optimized or not? Like, I can understand if you're like, "Hey, it's not the right art style. Like, it's not the art that the artist wanted me to see." That makes sense. That's a preference thing. But I don't understand the argument of like, "Yo, they did like 32 lines of code and they could have like optimized it with 22 lines of code, but when they did DLSS, it made it like 24 lines of code." And I'm pissed off about that. Like, I don't understand that logic. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. No, you didn't. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I heard about it. I heard about it. Well, I heard about it. I heard about it. I heard about it. I didn't see it. I heard about it. But I heard you're doing some stuff, but I didn't see it. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. That's the whole thing. That's what I meant to say. Um, can I ask where you stand with Metal Gear Solid 4 on PS5 and PC? I'm happy for it. Why would I like shouldn't we want more people to enjoy Metal Gear Solid? Or no, is that purely a PlayStation thing? I'm currently doing Linux stuff. This is the second time I heard someone say that today, by the way. I'm not even kidding. Someone else told me this exact. Someone literally said I'm currently doing Linux stuff today. To me. Right now I'm PC, by the way, so that why I would not respond. But the issue is that people don't want to spend a lot of money for a GPU and it's on crutches. I mean, I guess. So if I have an option that's just talking on Switch to make my game look and run 100% better, why wouldn't people like that? Nightfall, I'm with you on that. I don't get it. But Neos is saying this is a thing. No purple optimization is important because it's like what? I don't get what you're saying. I don't get like you are totally against this. I like for one, a gamer talking about what is lazy is blowing my mind right now. But two, like who cares? Like at what point do you draw the line with like, oh, work smarter, not harder? Like at what time, like at what point does that line happen? You know what I mean? Like, is it like, nah, they don't need to use technology. They need to do the technology the old hard way, how games used to be. Like, that's like someone saying, like, man, that person used a word processor. No, they should have used a typewriter. It's like, at what point do we like, are we missing the point? It takes up more expensive equipment to make a badly made game run like it should. Okay, Joe. All right, I get you. All right, so you're saying like I shouldn't need that. That's why Nightfall is really lazy, bro. Nightfall is really lazy. Nightfall, you said it. Nightfall's lazy? What? I'm sorry. Let me hear it. Will you be playing the greatest game ever when it drops? Obi, I've never played a Metal Gear Solid. It's coming to Switch in August, though. But Cowboy said this the other day. Cowboy said Metal Gear Solid is the most, and I quote, it actually might be in the comment section from 2 live streams ago. Cowboy says, and I quote, Metal Gear Solid is the most overrated franchise ever. I don't care what Obi Rose said. I'm almost verbatim. That's what he wrote 2 live streams ago. I'm not even kidding. I think it's kind of cool, the little Metal Gear Solid stuff I saw. Like he like goes and he shoots people and he shoots cameras. And there's this person who does like this like trick to speed run with a key card. That's all I know about Metal Gear Solid, is that there was like this key card trick that happened like a year or two ago. Um, that's my Metal Gear Solid like information. Yeah, I run 2 miles on a treadmill while gaming, uphill both ways, mind you. That's tough. That's tough. And he leaves the window on open so it simulates a snowstorm. New tech makes games bad. I get it. I get where some of the I just don't know if I care like how the game gets made. Like I guess here's the thing. Let me go up here. Like it's kind of like so here's the thing. Like cartoons. You know what I mean? I can't watch cartoons nowadays because for one, I don't like the art style of cartoons nowadays. Two, I feel like cartoons nowadays don't have any meaning. Like it's like that TV show Scrubs. Have y'all seen Scrubs? Like with like the people in a hospital? Like there's no concept to the cartoons or the TV show. It's just random scenes that are like randomly stitched together. It's like what is the guy from Family Guy? Peter Griffin. Like how Peter Griffin thinks in like just random like concepts. That's how cartoons are now today. And I blame technology and how people make cartoons for this problem. You know what I mean? So like I can understand that from a technology standpoint. Like if you're like purple, it's going to lead to bad cartoons. Okay, I get you. I get you. You know what I mean? I don't think I've seen a cartoon in 2026. I can't watch them. I can't watch them. I'm just telling you, like, I sat down one day to watch a cartoon with a kid, and I was like, I don't know nothing about no gender theory, but cartoons are making kids' brains rot. That's all I gotta say. Like, I was like, what is this? If it's not Boomerang, I don't want it. Cowboy sucks. Can't trust a man who wears a cowboy hat during that, but won't sleep with an eye patch. Oh my goodness. And they do barrel horse on the right. Oh my god. Hey Daytona, what's going on? Oh, they should DLSS the Thundercats. No. No. Here's the thing. Don't do that. Like, there's a definite difference between cartoons of the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. And then there's something that happened. I blame it on SpongeBob, actually. Like, right, if you actually watch the beginning Simpsons series, like there's definitely something that's different about the Simpsons nowadays. I haven't seen the Simpsons in forever now I think about it. Holy crap. I haven't even seen a Simpsons like commercial in forever. But there's something that happened where it no longer looks like a cartoon. It's like all like computerized. Like I like looking at that stuff where it's like hand drawn. Like why don't we have like hand drawn stuff anymore? Can't have fancy stuff. PETA the horse is here. PETA the horse is here. Oh my goodness. Sorry, can't trust a man who wears a cowboy hat during the day but doesn't own a horse. Ooh. Ooh. Rode in town with a horse with no name. This is true. This is true. You're in 2 of the 4 streams I have on. Otherwise, Rouse, you're saying, Daytona, you need to pick up your game. Animaniacs was amazing back in the day. Animaniacs was solid. I remember when Animaniacs first came out, right? And it was crazy because it was coming out like it was like branded as a new like Looney Tunes when it first came out. So if you remember, you had like Warner Brothers, and then you would always catch like the classic Looney Tunes. And then they started creating like this like new age Looney Tunes that was just stupid. It had like baby versions of the actual Looney Tune characters. But then Animaniacs came out. Actually, I can already tell some of y'all are gonna be really upset with me on that one. But no, Animaniacs came out, right? And Animaniacs was like solid, right? But I also kind of blame Animaniacs for like bad cartoon making because it was like a bunch of like snippets. It's like 3 different cartoons in one show, which also again, I think ruined like cartoons, right? Because you had Pinky and the Brain, but they didn't connect. It was like all one snippet of the same, like of different Pinky and the Brain episodes, like not connected throughout. Um, and then for some reason, the only thing that's coming to my mind right now is Plucky in the toilet episode. I don't know why that's coming to my mind right now, but that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with Animaniacs, and I never liked Dot. Don't hate me for that. Don't hate. I like Bluey. Bluey. I've never seen Bluey. I realized that was Ambi. I just realized too. DLSS is going to lead to all video games main characters in a look like corn stars. Who's corn stars? Yo, I have a question for her. So, where are your profile pictures and Stays of Purple's thumbnails from? Like, what's the story behind them? They look so professional, like from a GMA interview, a Good Morning America interview, maybe because they are from a Good Morning America interview. Actually, let me get through these and I'll tell you exactly where that's from. Hey, I want Cheetara, the upscale purple. Don't ruin this. What? No, Simpleton. I don't think that you want an upscale. I don't think that's what you want. Greatest cartoon villain of all time is Dr. Claw. You never ever see the face. I'll get you get. Oh my god, greatest video or cartoon villain depends on how are we defining great. Like what makes him great? Are you just saying because like he never took off his mask? I don't know, man. You gotta give me a definition of what's greatest. Because, like, to me, the greatest villains of all time are the ones that won. You know what I mean? And there is actually a cartoon villain that won at the end of the series. And I'm going to give you all 3 guesses for which one I'm thinking. There's maybe more, but there's for sure one cartoon villain that actually wins at the end of the cartoon. Don't AI this. It may not even have it. It may not even have it. All right, so now it's 600 and still get no women, so it ain't about the maybe she only need 1 or 2. Maybe that's it. Nightfall, maybe too many horses. We don't need a stampede here. We don't need a stampede. Anyways, I own that. Okay, so anyways. Hello. Oh my goodness. Pinky Rain and My Pet Monster is my face. Those are good ones. Oh, she's talking about Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons was these. Yeah, you need to it. It was. Don't ever just y'all like Tiny Toons? Oh my god. The info about I said Tiny Toons was first. I said Tiny Toons was first. I said it was like Warner Brothers, like regular classic Looney Tunes. Then they brought the little baby Looney Tunes. Then they brought Animaniacs. I said that. That's the order. What? Plucky Duck. It's the Plucky Duck. You know what Plucky Duck is like? Plucky Duck in the Ducky Go Down the Hole show. That entire thing. There's an NFL player named Jadavian Clowney, like a football player named Jadavian Clowney. And in college football, he hit a guy so hard that the guy's helmet flew off 10 feet or something crazy. You all can go look this up, right? That defined Jadavian Clowney's entire football career. He never lived up to it again. The Plucky Duck, Ducky Go Down the Hole, is Jadavian Clowney of Tiny Toons. Like that defines Plucky. And everybody's like, Plucky is the most amazing. It's like he had 1 hit. He had 1 hit. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. He has 1 hit. I go down exactly. That's what you're because originally cartoons were short. Science I get what you're saying, Joe. I get what you're saying. But I feel like they were shorts for a reason because they were coming on at the beginning of a movie. Porn stars. Purple is so pure. Gargoyles is solid. That's Warner Brothers too. I legit read that in the voice. Funny how the brain works. I get it. That's the Michael Orr in The Blind Side. They set unrealistic expectations. I mean, I think you're like, yeah, right. He like that's the dude who sued the people, right? Man, what a tragic story. Like we go from like this lovey-dovey uh football with Sandra Bullock to like they didn't help me, I'm suing them. Like, what does the world come to? But that's what I'm saying. Plucky Duck, Ducky go down the hole. That's up here. You know what I mean? But no one can tell me another Plucky Duck cartoon. Like Plucky Duck was like there's always like these male child actors. It's always male child actors, right? Because like dudes do weird things with female child stars, like when they get older. But have you ever noticed like male child stars like just look weird when they get older? Like it's like, oh yeah, like yuck. Like you kind of look like this kid still. Like you've never outgrown that role. Like, yeah, it's Plucky Duck. You know what I mean? Like like where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. But you wanna know why you can still watch those noisy? You said something really interesting there. Flintstones storyline. Jetsons storyline. Actually, Flintstones meet the Jetsons storyline, right? Hanna-Barbera, right? That's who did that. That's who did the Flintstones, right? Daytona. I get it. I get it. You're not going to get me to say it. Inspector Gadget. I put Inspector Gadget in the same category as the Flea. Was that the name of the cartoon? The one who was in a flea suit? I put those two in the same category. Doug never grew up. Oh my goodness. I don't think we've ever mentioned Doug on this stream. On this channel, I don't think we've mentioned Rugrats. I don't think anybody has ever mentioned Doug. Wow. Doug fell off. That's what I'm talking about. No, if anybody's trying to call the 90s and they don't mention Doug, wow. That's legit 90s. That's legit 90s. That's like 90s cartoon through and through. The Tick. Yeah, what did I say? The Flea? Yes, the Tick. That's the one. The Tick. That's the one. What's the difference between those two? Doug, not so funny. Man, he fell off, man. Man. Yo, we've not mentioned that. That was a while ago. Jeez, need a roo with him as an adult where he changes his name as Doug Serious. Man, I'm old. Spartan, I think I'm older, Spartan. I think I'm older. But yeah, that was man, we can keep going to cartoons forever. We're gonna do one more news story and then I'm gonna just do a trailer. The Tick was great. I put him and Inspector Gadget in the same like cartoon era. Like Flintstones, Jetsons, but Tick, Inspector Gadget remind me, and the X-Men cartoon. Like for some reason, all of that is like blending together around the same time. I don't know why. Inspector Gadget might be a little bit older, but they're all like around the same time. Dude had his wings and his briefcase. I know. I did enjoy Milos Murphy Law when he. Oh, really? Miles. Oh, wow. Noisy. That's a Tell me, anyone remember him on Comedy Central? Oh man, y'all are talking stuff. Okay, let's get through this one. Arc Raiders, the finals dev, Embark Studios parts ways with co-founder following misconduct allegations. It's kind of big news. It's kind of big news. Embark Studios, as it says right there, both Arc Raiders as well as the finals. What happened to the finals? I'm actually like, Arc Raiders has had its time, but the finals, I don't know if that game is still even out there. But parting ways with a founder, it means it's pretty serious. That means that's really serious misconduct right there. I don't know what he did, but for a company to part ways with a like, yo, like this is, let's be very honest. We know that it's most likely going to be something sexual misconduct because I don't see a founder misappropriating money. It's got to be sexual misconduct. And it doesn't just have to be sexual misconduct. It has to be like really bad sexual misconduct. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking Silence of the Lambs bad sexual misconduct. No, probably not that bad, but you get what I'm saying. Like, that's probably like you're going to prison bad. That is, you're going to prison bad. So not that bad. Hey, Rebolica, what's going on? The finals flopped. A lot of people liked it, Daytona. So when we were playing X Defiant, a lot of people liked the finals. There was like a solid finals contingent. I know this because they would always tell us, if you're not enjoying X Defiant, go play the finals. I couldn't play that game because it reminds me of a like online casino because there's always like sounds and stuff going on. But a lot of people liked it. Can I ask what you think about the game Soros? I haven't played it. I am nervous about it. I do like third-person shooters, cover shooters, but I am nervous about that one a little bit because I don't know. It looks like there's too much going on the screen. I'm simple. There's too many things going on the screen on the same time. I'm gonna get lost. That's how it is. The finals is still very popular, just not a big US following. See, I told you, they have a following. They have a following. I do know this. I think I might jump back on that. What, the finals? Like, that's all I just think of. Like, there's like these coins and there's just like, it's like casino. It's like a casino. I don't get it. But let me get Daytona is going all over. So let me actually answer whoever asked the question about my thumbnail. It actually is from an interview I did a while back. So I did that interview, I think in 2023. So like for my prior job, no longer, but for my prior job, I was somewhat visible in just like talking about stuff. What did someone else say earlier? Talking about Linux. Yeah, I'll leave it at I used to do stuff like that. But not anymore. Not anymore unless the price is right. The finals is in esports. That game is not dead. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. It is still an esport. It is still an esport thing. It's talking about esports. No, I don't have a trailer that's esports. But we do have another trailer. And I wanted to show this one. Just because I thought it looked decent. It looked interesting. Jeff Janak played this, so if Jeff is out there, you got to see him play this. It looks decent. He said it plays really great. He knows the developers, so hopefully he's going to do a giveaway for this one. But if not, this one's coming out really, really soon. All right. So that is Helix. Y'all know I always got to show like a really artsy looking one. That one is very like that black and white um thing. Something tells me it's gonna have a very deep story. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just wishing for it. But it comes out in a little over 2 months from now. Jeff was playing it earlier. He definitely hit me up on it on Blue Sky, and yeah, I thought I would showcase it. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. We have another artsy one that's out there. This one is coming from. Let me see. Let me see. This one is actually coming from one uh, Ambi. Ambi found this one super, super interesting. Said, "Hey, Purple, can you showcase this?" And I said, "It looks like something that I would." So here's another one, very art inspired. I think I like what they did with the concept. So let me show you.
For centuries, this temple has concealed a secret. The frescoes are not frozen. Here, ancient walls come alive.
So that is Fresco. The developer of that game has said he plans on bringing it to console, but he's first launching it on Steam. I thought it looked really cool. It kind of has puzzle mechanics similar to Goragoa. Again, beautiful game, great puzzle game. If you like puzzle games and pretty games and like interesting music and like Goragoa, go play it. That's all I got to say. But this one kind of has that where things are kind of like moving from one area to the other, but it also has like gameplay mixed in between. So I'm really interested to see how this one goes along. Reminds me of Prince of Egypt. The Prince, not Prince of Persia, Prince of Egypt. I think I heard you say that correctly. Robotica loves ancient Egypt. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Like, again, I'm one of those artsy types of gamers, like where you're like, that game looks stupid. There's a good chance I may be like, it looks really pretty, and I may get it. I'm just telling you, I'm okay with y'all saying that. I'm totally okay with you all being like purple, not for me. I get it. But I thought it was really interesting to use hieroglyphics, like, right? Like when one of the like the most original art form, or not even original, I should say real OG art form. And for someone to use hieroglyphics, and if that game were to take off, I mean, there's a lot of different types of hieroglyphics you could then draw from after that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of places you can go with that idea. And yeah, I hadn't seen a game like that. So I thought it was cool. Doesn't mean fresh or cool in Spanish. Yeah, fresca, yes, does. But I think it's a fresco, like the painting. I'm not sure if those actually are related now I think about it. But Rouster with the Spanish lesson coming in from New Jersey on that. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, so that was that, and I have a couple more things, but we do want to get a little couple more things. So we're gonna get to this one really close, and then we're gonna get to what I like to talk about. Like I said, I was gonna talk about the Warner Brothers Discovery stuff. We're gonna talk about this first, and then we're gonna do that. Um, and that we're talking about court stuff here. Um, And a court tells Subnautica 2 publisher Crafton to reinstate Fire CEO and let him handle its early access release. So this has been a really interesting situation going on with Crafton, in which they fired a lot of the team right before early access. A judge is telling them to come back on. Something tells me that this has a lot to do with contract. Obviously, it's with contracts and with money and things going on. That's the case here. They were told that when they launched, that there was something going on. They fired the people before the game launched, so therefore they didn't get paid. Judge is now telling them to reinstate it. So if you are looking for a Subnautica 2, if that is one of your games, you will get the original CEO coming back to launch the game. Yeah, Crafton makes a couple of games, no? They make a couple of them. So I think it's a good news story, unless you're the board who fired him. But we'll see. Something tells me we're not going to hear. This is not the end of it. We're going to hear some more. But for you Subnautica fans, and I know there's a couple out there. I know there's a couple Subnautica peeps. You're gonna get your CEO back. How about that? How about that? And I said I was gonna talk about it. The other thing I want to talk about, and if you haven't been checking it out, I said this last week. I said I did not know what was going to happen with the Warner Brothers Discovery Paramount deal. I said that, right? I said, like, I don't know what's going to happen on that one. And now I do. I am going to make a bold claim that I actually don't believe Warner Brothers is going to get sold to anyone. Okay? I'm telling you this right now. This is a Purple Haze prediction. All right? We predicted Sarah Bond leaving. We predicted Phil Spencer leaving. We predicted everything except that ABK deal not falling through, but we predicted everything else outside of that. This one, I'm predicting Warner Brothers Discovery is going to remain an independent company. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, why Purple? Why are you predicting that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. We've already said that it's a stupid deal from like a financial perspective. Like we've already said that there's too much debt involved. We already said like the ratings doesn't make sense. Like nothing in this deal makes sense other than a really, really rich kid asking his even more rich father to fund his purchase of this studio. That's all we got to know, right? And we know we want to punch that kid in the face. That's the other thing we know. We want to punch that kid in the face. But the reason I think this isn't going to go through is because I feel like the CEO of Warner Brothers has had this planned out all from the beginning. All right? And in order to understand this, you got to understand what he told his staff a few weeks ago. And that, you might ask, well, what is that, Purple? And I am here to tell that to you. As soon as I can pull it up. Here we go. Now, this guy looks like another dude you just want to punch in the face. I get it. I don't know what it is about these guys. Don't get mad at me. But David Zaslav, he's the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. And he told his staff, it may not close. If it doesn't, we get $7 billion. Now, why do they get $7 billion? They'll get $7 billion if they get $7 billion if Paramount backs out of the deal. If Paramount backs out of the deal, they will get $7 billion. It's just how the deal is structured. As of this moment, you have both New York State and California saying that they are about to drag this deal for a long, long time. Also, because Paramount, with the really rich kid, decided to they were so confident, they've actually put in a kicker in that deal that for every 3 months the deal does not happen, does not pass, they owe $650 million on top of all the other interest that is occurring for this deal. So let's say this deal lasts for just a year. Just for a year. They owe the legal fees. They owe the ticking time bomb. They owe the interest. We're already over $1 billion just to keep the deal alive for a year. And if you know anything about the political scene, California and New York aren't really in the business of just letting this deal go through. So what I believe is going to eventually happen is Paramount's going to eventually come to their senses and realize this isn't going to go through. They have enough stuff to actually stop the deal. And they're going to say we're bleeding money. And they're going to have to back out. Warner Brothers, I think, knew this all along. And Warner Brothers, in my opinion, is going to pocket $7 billion. I think it was all designed. I think this was also going to happen with Netflix, by the way. I think Warner Brothers knew Netflix was not going to get the deal go ahead from the federal government. And I think Warner Brothers knew the states were not going to give Paramount the go ahead. And it's all in an effort to feel Warner Brothers inject them with more cash. Because if Warner Brothers was to get $7 billion of just plain cash, they can pay down a lot of their debt, refinance their loans, and just keep on trucking like business as usual, right? That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think is going to happen. Say what you will, but we'll see how this one unfolds. But that is a purple haze prediction. Warner Bros. Is going to sell itself in pieces to different buyers. If it isn't making money, they're going to sell the catalog. I think they could. So last year, they actually turned a profit last year. I think they have enough people who would lease out their content, right? And I think their biggest issue is they just have a lot of debt on the books. But if they could potentially buy down 25% of that debt, I think they're going to go do it. That's enough to kind of change a lot of the calculus for how much they're actually worth. And that's my thing. I just think Warner, for some reason, the entertainment gods are like, no, Warner Brothers will remain independent. That's my thing. I love nepotism, but only when I'm the Nepo bean. That is a good point. That is a good point. I am not the Nepo. I am not the 650 million every 3 months. That's over 2 billion in a year. Yeah. Yeah. That's what? 2.6 billion? That's what they signed up for. 2.6. So the state attorney generals just have to make the numbers not make sense. And for all y'all who are like, when has this ever happened, Purple? This has happened actually multiple times from these two same attorney generals. So in California, there's two, this is a similar tactic they did with Pinkham Random House and Simon Schuster, two of the biggest book publishers, were going to try to combine. They dragged the deal out, and they said essentially, in California's case, they essentially said, hey, this is going to ruin the marketplace for the people who the book industry. So not necessarily for buyers, but for workers. The California court in that time said, hey, that's a good reason for us to delay it. And eventually Pinkham Random House and Simon Schuster walked away from their deal. So the same strategy California did for that case in the book industry is kind of the strategy they're doing here for the movie industry. A lot of people are saying yeah, especially because Paramount has already said they're going to try to save $6 billion. How are you going to do that? You're going to have to fire a lot of people. So that's what Paramount is, that's what California's defense is going to be against the deal. New York is taking a different approach. New York State is going to take a similar approach to what they did to basically shut down the JetBlue, and I believe it was Frontier. It may have been JetBlue and Spirit. I can't remember, but it's two of the budget airlines. About 2 years ago, they said, hey, they were going to join. So the two budget airlines, it was JetBlue and someone else, said they were going to join up. New York Attorney General said, hey, not so fast. We're going to kind of like delay this a little bit. Eventually, they delayed it to a point that the airline said, hey, this no longer makes financial sense for us. And they broke it up that way. This is essentially the same thing that the FTC was trying to do with the ABK Microsoft deal. However, Microsoft, being Microsoft, really lined up an amazing army of people and was able to push it through, essentially, right? Like, essentially, they took it to federal court and they were able to win. Unfortunately, Paramount does not have that luxury because of where Warner Brothers is located, primarily in New York, primarily in California, because it's located into those two states. The state attorney generals have a lot of power in this regard. And so I actually don't think I think they're going to drag their feet. They're not going to let it go through. Warner Brothers pockets $7 billion. And not only do they pocket $7 billion, Paramount has to pay all their legal fees as well. And I think they're just going to do it. Like, he's already said that. He said we're going to, and you can see the statement here. I think, like, there was this kind of conspiracy theory in me that was thinking that, but if you look at his words, he literally says that. He literally told his group that. And he said he literally told his senior exec team, it may not close. If it doesn't, we get $7 billion and we continue to make great movies. That's what he said. So he's already aware of it. I think it's something. So there's a glimmer of hope for EA. EA is a different thing. I probably not. Guess I'll see Warner Brothers Studios shut down here soon. Maybe not, Jesse. Warner Brothers, I think they're going. I do think they'll sell part of their stuff, but I actually think over the long run they are going to remain independent. The main hub, like I said, they were profitable last year. If they can get $7 billion, that really pays down a ton of debt. If y'all did not hear, they just won the Academy Award, right? So like all of Hollywood, like if you watch the Oscars, there's a lot of shade thrown on this deal. I haven't even talked about the Screen Actor Guild or the Writer Actor Guild and how they're coming out against this. This is like the exact, like if y'all remember ABK with Microsoft, you had Nintendo, you had GeForce Now, you had the scam that is Boosteroid. I know some of y'all like it. Let me have my fun. Boosteroid. You had all, like, Microsoft got all those people on their side, right? Microsoft then went head to head and got all the other regulators around the world on their side. And then they went like straight on at it with the CMA. And even then, the CMA was able to delay the deal by 3 months, if y'all remember that. Like the CMA was still able to delay it for 3 months. This one is like totally different. Paramount does not have the resources that Microsoft had. That's one. And the second one is these attorney generals in this day and age with this much political pressure on the deal, not looking good. And it's not as clean of a deal. It's not as clean of a deal as ABK. ABK was like, Microsoft was paying all cash. This one takes like stupid accounting into effect. I think it's too much. Yes, boy. Microsoft for the win, and Game Pass doubled in price, simpleton. I'm really pessimistic about the chance that there's any chance the EA deal will fall through, but some people are incredibly optimistic that it can be stopped. So I will say this. I'm not sure if I have it in this one. I do have some stuff on Saudi Arabia. I don't know if I have it here. That's not what I wanted. So what I will say about this, and I don't have the thing. So right now, we're not going to get too much into like lo-fi monk conspiracy, international order type of stuff right now. The reason the EA deal would fall through, I'm going to give you like, this is something that has not been applied to the EA deal specifically, but in my circles and community, like there are talks about Saudi Arabia pulling away from some of its investments. So this is, you're not going to get this from any other gaming channel. I promise you that. Okay? But what's happening right now, if you haven't noticed, the United States has entered into a conflict with Israel against Iran. Kind of made the news over the last 3 weeks. In said conflict, Iran has went out and started attacking its neighbors, primarily the UAE and Qatar, which we saw the natural gas attack this morning that happened in Qatar and outside of Doha. But what they've also done is started attacking Saudi Arabia. Now, why is that really important? And I'm going to tell you this. Over the last 20 years, right, specifically the last 15, the Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, but really those first four, they really try to clean up their reputations. Because if you can't remember, where did the 9/11 attackers come from? Saudi Arabia. So they've really been on this like huge like public PR type of deal. Well, once all these states start getting attacked and all their oil infrastructure and their gas infrastructure starts like going up in flames, literally, that kind of scares away outside investment. Well, when you scare away outside investment, you're also now putting pressure on the internal industries inside of Saudi Arabia, right? So they're not able to get outside investors now because they're like in the middle of a war zone. They're no longer seen as a safe haven. But they're also their big bets inside of Saudi Arabia have also started to falter. So we heard about this cash crunch a few months ago in Saudi Arabia. There is an increasingly amount of worry that Saudi Arabia is going to pull back on some of its bigger bets within its Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund in order to focus those funds back on defense and back on infrastructure within the city. So, what is kind of like right on the chopping block with that? EA, that deal's like $50 billion. We already said, like, when this occurred, that is a lot of money. Like, Saudi Arabia is rich, right? But you have to start to understand that that deal was kind of put up in a very weird way. We know Jared Kushner was involved in that deal. Silver Lake Capital was involved in that deal. A lot of weird things going on. Saudi Arabia is the biggest backer and creditor for that deal. At the time, I said that Saudi Arabia is not looking to make this a quick, like, we're going to make our money and get out. We said at the time, Saudi Arabia is in it for like 10 years. That calculus really starts to change when the geopolitics of the region start to change. So if you're someone who's going against the deal, if you don't want the deal to actually happen, keep your eye on that. The more that Saudi Arabia starts to feel that their 2030 plan is in danger and they have to start redirecting funds to other things within the kingdom, the biggest place to look at is gaming. Not only that, gaming also has kind of plateaued. I don't know if y'all been following like the reports of it. Gaming is only growing like at 2 to 3%. Again, it's a huge investment to put in place for an asset that we said at the time was probably like, we were like, they're probably not going to make like a ton of money from like CF or Madden. Like, yes, those things make money. Sims makes money, but it also costs a ton of money. So we'll see. That's all I got for y'all. That's all I got. That's what I've been hearing. That's what they're saying about Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. That's what I got for you. All this stuff here in Los Angeles, Screen Actors, Paramount, Warner Brothers, heck, even Activision and Sony are here. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. LA has a ton of entertainment. Hollywood's there. So yes. So that's all I got. A lot of politics, a lot of law. Gaming is the only hobby that half of the 8 billion population is evolved in. Depends on how you define reading. Reading is pretty big too. Reading is, people don't realize the book industry is 100 billion plus industry. I think listening to music, Chessie, I get it, gaming's big, but there's some other hobbies that people do, you know. Depends on how we define hobby. But that's what's going on there. That's what's going on that deal. So I don't know, Rebellic, if that gives you anything. But that's it. In Project Helix roster, we talked about Project Helix last Thursday. We showcased it. We talked about it. We still don't really know a lot about it, but we did showcase it and we talked about it. But it's just that we kind of already knew that it was going to be a hybrid, right? A PC hybrid. I think the biggest question I have is, and we talked about this before, like, what's the price point? Is it worth just getting a PC, or is there really a market for this? But I think Project Helix makes sense for some people. I'm not sure that it changes anything. Like I said, I think we already knew that. That's fine. But it pushback. If that's something that I'm gonna say on that one. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk about, actually, I'm going to show a couple more trailers and then I'm going to show you all something else. All right. Couple more trailers. Here we go. Couple more trailers. This one is a fan favorite. If Rudix is out there, this one is for you. Let's go. Grime 2. Yes, that Grime from Annapurna Games. If you had a Stadia, we had Grime on Stadia. But yes, Grime is that's Grime 2. It looks much more like, if you played the first Grime, like, it's a little bit slower. You're taking a lot of, like, I need to actually beat the first. That's actually what I may start playing. I may start playing Grime again. But Grime, you kind of take the energy from the enemy. It powers you up. You beat them up, and then I'm glad 2D scrolling games are making a comeback. I played the demo Replace. I'm looking forward to that one. You played Replaced? Oh, that one looks really good. I like that one. I remember Grime. Yeah, no, this one looks a lot more fast-paced, right? It looks like he's doing a lot more stuff that we traditionally associate with um, like modern day Metroidvanias, I should say. There's a lot of like he's jumping, he's doing a lot of stuff. I didn't beat the first Grime, so I again maybe he does that all in the first one. I don't remember it, at least not where I'm at. Like I just remember he's like beating things and then like absorbing their energy and then going for it again. But in this one, looks like he has like a hammer. He's like teleporting. He's like bosses look a lot more. The color looks great. So Grime 2 coming out. I'm excited for it. It will, if I beat the first one, it will probably become a day and date for me. Just because y'all know that's kind of like it's kind of my thing. So that's that one. And I saw your comment, Rebolica. Hopefully, yeah. Well, hopefully that made sense. Like I said, that is what I was saying. I was told you had a bad take on football. Did we talk about football? No. I think we had the take I had, Jeff, was I said Plucky Duck from Tiny Toons was like the Jadavian Clowney of football. Like everybody remembers Jadavian Clowney for one hit that he did in college, and everybody remembers Plucky Duck for one skit he did for Tiny Toons. I stand by that. I stand by that. I played Greg 2 demo, and people in my chat did not like it. Looking at you, Rouster. What? Rouster didn't like it? It seems like that's something Rouster would have liked. But so that was that one. That's what that one is. We have another CEO saying stuff, and then we're gonna get to a thing. Take Two calls AI threat to games like GTA 6 laughable. Creating a hit requires human engagement and creativity. So hopefully we don't see AI coming to Grand Theft Auto 6. Obviously, we know DLSS 5. If you're Neos out there, I still don't quite understand Neos's argument, but that's I say that's more of a shortcoming for me, not of Neos. But yeah, there we go on that. Oh, Clowning is Hall of Fame career cool. Yeah, no, I'm just saying it. Like I don't think Jadavian Clowney lived up to the first round draft pick. That's what I mean. I mean, he was first overall. But okay, cool. But I guess Jeff, like you're cool with careers, seeing how your team doesn't win playoff games. So I get you. I get you, Jeff. It seems like something a Dallas Cowboy fan would say because they can't win football games. All right, let's go. Let's go. Now this one, Rebolica, I don't know if you heard, but the marketplace, your favorite thing, Rebolica, the Sims 4 marketplace is facing some backlash. Was not working all that great. And so we shall see. I don't know if this changes anything, but I did hear some stuff about it, Rebolica. If you want to chat, if you want to let us know your thoughts on it, please let me know. Purple, your challenge. You two showed push your. I wish, Jesse, but I like the smaller crowd. I like the smaller crowd. Thanks, Jesse. Well, I didn't like the first one. I don't know about the second one. The trailer looked good. The first one is different. Jeff, look, Clowney was a Houston Texan. All right. I get you're going to try to defend this, but I think anybody else would say, yes, he had a ton of sacks, but I'm sorry, what did he do? What are careers based off of? What are careers? I get it. You're the same type who's going to be like Dak Prescott, best in the world. But again, that's not, I get it. I understand why you're saying what you say. I'm not saying he's a horrible player. I'm just saying if you ask people about Jadavian Clowney, they're going to remember the hit. They're not going to remember that averaged 9 sacks. I remember we had JJ Watt. He averaged more. Like, come on. Let's what do you got to say on that one? Oh, they fixed that issue with hotfix the next day, but some is still not working right. So are you using it, Rebolica, like the marketplace? Like what is happening with the what were y'all building? the mods and different, it's not mods. That's not what you call it for The Sims. I can't think about it. But the things that y'all like, the stuff for like our creators actually using the store. Our creators actually using the store. Our creators actually using the store. Let's see, and I think that's kind of what I want to know. Apparently, they changed something with how the mods folder works. Okay, bad take, got it. Oh, no worries, Jeff. I get it. Your thing is only you can only defend teams that lose. I get it. You like some people defend teams that win. At least they can say, "Hey, my team won a Super Bowl," or "Hey, my team made it to the Super Bowl." I think most overhyped team, Dallas Cowboys, proved me wrong. But the marketplace is terrible though. Is it? So are you not a fan, Rabak? Is that what I'm hearing? Not a fan of the marketplace? Is that where we're going? Not a fan? Not a fan? I will drop a link. For some reason, we're already at 9:40. I will drop a link. I think that's all I had on stories, on news. I may have, how many do I have? I have 2 more trailers. So after these 2 trailers, I will drop the link. How about that? So I got 2 more trailers. I have this one. Here we go.
Ages come and go, yet mortals never learn. Foolish enough to challenge me, only to see me rise. Deadlier, bloodier, thirstier. You'll never defeat my army, nor conquer my castle. We're cursed to fight, night after night, for all eternity. For my master, for her.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I don't know why this is still up there. I don't really know what that game is about. So if y'all play it or like it, let me know. I don't really know what that game's about, but it looked cool. I still don't quite know what it is. Maybe we'll get more. But that is revamped. And here's the last one. And no, it is not Mouse PI. All right, here's the last one. Escape by Spoon. It gives me a little bit of Bendy vibes, but with like more humor and lighter and softer. But yeah, that's Escape by Spoon. Another one with kind of an interesting art style with it. So we still say the game needs to. Is that your new thing, Simpleton? Is that how you rate games? You're like, either I want to see this game in DLSS 5, this game needs DLSS 5, or DLSS 5 will not even help this game. Is that what it is? Says roguelike tower defense on Steam. What? What? The revamped? Rouser revamped? Recreating Alcatraz Escape. I haven't played that one. But revamped as a roguelike tower defense? No. It's how Dracula from Castlevania. You play as Dracula when he's trying to build his army. He makes his castle before the fight with the Belmonts. So it is that? But I don't understand. Like, is it like a regular like click? So okay, so when I hear roguelike tower defense, I think of Orcs Must Die. But are you telling me it's more like a regular tower defense? Just like a normal tower defense with a different skin? Is that how it plays? My game. And I think all my okay. I know. Okay, you're not gonna count. I get it, but it's a 2D tower defense. Okay, so it's like a normal 2D tower defense, but with a different. I mean, there was a tower defense game on Stadia with the dragon. I always wanted to play that one. I can't remember it now, but there was a Stadia tower defense game with the dragon that was 2D. I mean, tower defense. I got into tower defense like those were like some of the first, I guess, computer games I used to play, but they were real basic. I'm talking like 25 years ago, like really, really, really basic HTML type games. So when I hear like a 2D, like, maybe I haven't played one. I'm trying to think, have I played one like this? Maybe I haven't played one. But I'm open to it. I'm open to it. I mean, like I said, I'm open to it. But if it's just like a regular one, like I'll have to see what makes it, like, what makes this one different than other tower defenses. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Out of the games we showed, I think the one I'm most looking forward to, I'm not gonna lie, is Grime 2, just because it is a little bit more kind of up my speed, my thing. But Absalom looked really good as well, and then Fresco and the other ones maybe, but Grime 2 and Absalom. Absalom comes out literally in, what is it, 2 weeks? So I'm all over that, right? And then after that, yeah, we'll see. But I was talking to someone, Wit or Ambi, and I'm not sure, like right now, there's kind of like for the games I like Mio was my big one. Like Mio was the big one. Sorrows comes out in 3 weeks. So maybe I drop into that one. And then I don't know, like a lot of the games that I'm looking forward to, I think, are on the latter half of the year. Looking at Phantom Blade Zero, looking at the game with the guy who has the cane, and it's like kind of Egyptian type of stuff, or it's like he's going through time. That's not till later. Torok is another one, not till later. So a lot of the games I'm looking forward to aren't till later. My Sims game crashed earlier though, and I lost a good hour of work on a shell. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that stinks. 1 hour out of 10,000, Rabalica. Isn't that weird? You will remember that 1 hour of work that you did not get to save, yet you probably don't even remember 90% of the time you put in that game. So that's interesting. It's interesting how that happens. We care more about the things we lose than the things we gain. I believe that's I forget, they have a term for it, but that's how casinos make their money, right? We care twice as much about the things we lose versus the things we gain. And so I don't know. You mentioned that, Rebecca. It reminds me of that. Simsy. I think that's your rating, Simpleton. No, I remember. I also have most of it recorded. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of that's a lot of hours if you have it. Sims is cool. I mean, like I said, I think. But have you been playing Pocokia? Have you been playing that? There's another game that a bunch of Sims players were playing. I can't remember it either. I'm forgetting my memory on a lot of things. I still cannot remember the game that I wanted to ask Simpleton about. I was like, and I meant to ask him, was like, that a good game? And I just can't remember it. I just can't remember. My new rating system, yes. Oh my goodness. The stories I could tell you about my Sims lives. Okay, so Poco, what makes this game so great? Because I'm not gonna lie, Rebecca, I saw the trailer. I've seen the trailer a couple of times now. And I'm like, what makes this game so great? It's like The Sims meets Pokemon meets Animal Crossing. And y'all are like, yes, Purple, that's what makes it so great. And I'll be like, okay. I played it all weekend. Oh my goodness. But that's what I think. I feel like they took Pokemon, they took a little bit of Minecraft, and they took a little bit of Animal Crossing. They shook it up, and they came up with Pokopia, or however you pronounce it, Pokopia. Which I guess, like, if you like those things. But I'm glad it came out. It sold over. I had the amount. It sold like over like how many copies did Pokopia sell? It's something crazy. It sold 2.2 million in the first 4 days. So that's kind of crazy. That is actually really crazy. Because you got to think, like, that means like over 10% of Switch users bought Pokopia. That's crazy. They're not my dancers. They're an AK. They don't need it. Oh my goodness. What? What is this? What are you saying? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So they don't need DLSS. That's it. So that's it. So what is that? How's it go? It goes like, doesn't need DLSS. What is it? Doesn't need DLSS. Needs DLSS. And DLSS won't help it. Remember the Animal Crossing craze in 2020? Yeah, is that what's happening? Is that what's happening with Pokopia? If that's what's happening with Pokopia, then like seriously, that is that's kind of crazy. If that's what's happening with Pokopia. Hold on. I'm getting someone's calling me. So, my goodness, I just saw something. I guess it's a thing. I would have never thought that let me see. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy that it is doing all this stuff. Pokopia is doing all this stuff for Nintendo. Well, I'm happy for Pokopia people. I mean, I can only imagine what's going to happen with some Pokopia. Is that what you said? Yeah, Pokopia. No, it's like, how do you say it? Pocopia. Yeah, right? It's called Pocopia, right? It's called Pocopia. Pocopia. Yeah. Hey, hey, Lo-Fi. It's like Pokopia. So like Pokemon, Pocopia. Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise, so almost anything Pokemon will be successful. Yeah, but I mean, can you so I was looking at the Switch because they have like upcoming games. And for upcoming games, the ones that they had were like 4 or 5 titles are Pokemon. And so I believe it. Like, if they're selling like that. There's also a big craze when Pokemon Go came out. The new one for, because there was, like, a new Niantic something with Pokemon Go, right? I don't think I have that story with me. Let me see. This is Nintendo Switch news, so actually, we didn't talk about this one. I know Cherry Man was talking about this. Okay, so exclusive to Switch. Let me actually read this. Let me read this because I actually didn't read this. I just know that there was new Switch content coming out. Allows Switch One games to run portable mode as if running in TV mode. That's interesting. Can help titles look better. So is this like DLSS? Is this DLSS, Simpleton? Can make titles look better since on Switch One portable resolution is limited to 520. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I'm still a little upset that they don't have what is it? What is the one I like to play? It's the Overcooked. Overcooked All You Can Eat art is not on Switch. I'm a little upset about that. Pocopia. Never heard of it. Yeah. It just launched like 2 weeks ago on Nintendo Switch and it sold over 2.2 million copies. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like over 3 million now. That'd be kind of crazy. Pokemon Go is nothing like what it was when it first came out. Pokemon Go, when it first, yeah, like Niantic like killed it then. And I think it's going to be hard to catch it again, like that craze. But to be very honest, I did see a woman when I was getting off of the train a week ago playing Pokemon Go. She was like legit, like middle age, a little younger than me type. And she was playing Pokemon Go. I didn't know at the time, I don't know if it was like the new one or not, but she was like looking around for the Pokemon at the train station. I thought that was kind of interesting. Pokemon Go has evolved to what? I need to go check it out. I need to go check it out. I need to go check it out. Oh my goodness. Like, I have to be like, this thing is so annoying. Like, there's like this little, I can't grab my mouse unless I grab everything. And I think we do have an Xbox. Did Roger ask about Xbox? Ah, there you go. Xbox is not giving up on Japan. I would hope not. I would hope not. But I just can't trust Xbox stuff. I can't trust Xbox stuff. You have friends that still play Pokemon Go? I think I may have played it once back in like 2016, 2015. I forget. And I can't like I couldn't really get into it. I can understand why people like it. Let me say it like that. Like, I can understand you see the Pokemon there, you like throw the little thing, you catch it. Like, I don't know, but I remember like there were restaurants that were saying like this was a Pokemon like place. But after a while, haven't they caught all the Pokemon? You know what I mean? What do you mean like a big event? Like do they actually have tournaments? Like that's what I want to know. Like do they actually have tournaments? Do they actually have places where like you can train your Pokemon? Like all of my Pokemon knowledge literally comes from the cartoon, by the way. You can't go around catching Pokemon. Would you though? Would you go around walking catching them though? Are you still Pokemon Go players? I'm surprised every time for some reason. That's what like I said, I was surprised this woman, like, we got off the train and you can tell, like, you could just like she was like doing this, and then she saw the Pokemon as she got off the train. I thought it was interesting because I missed some of your stream last week, picking up my daughter. I don't have to pick her up tonight. Oh, so what we talked about in Helix wasn't too much at roster. If you want me to elaborate on it, what we said about Helix was that basically what I said on this stream. We didn't go super deep into it, because like I said, it's just like Project Helix. What we know is it's a hybrid, that they're, focusing on surprisingly indie devs is what we heard. But yeah, it's a hybrid console PC. Um, and I think what we know about it is just that it's called Project Helix. But a lot of that still is coming from what we knew last summer. I don't think there's anything different from it. And to tell you the truth, I'm still I just am not very bullish, let me say it like that, on anything coming out of them. But if it's something people are looking forward to, like, I'm totally for it. Totally for it. I'm not against it. I just don't know what it does that something else couldn't. If that makes sense. And you can say that about a lot of things, right? Like, but I'm trying to see what is the market for it. Like, what is the push for it? But other than like they announced that it's Project Helix and that it can play PC games, I think there's a couple of things, right? Like the Steam Machine 2 or whatever, still can do that. I think if any of the number of handhelds you can hook up to your TV can do that. So I'm still trying to understand what the actual the strong value proposition is. My kids are 8 and 10 now. I broke my foot 6. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Last Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Snap. What's Pokemon Snap? Is that like Marvel Snap? Oh my goodness, that's cool. I do Pikmin. There's a Pikmin app, but that's really just counting steps. And I don't really do it like some people. But there are people who play it because there's like little things you can go send your Pikmin off to go do. And my Pikmin went to go do something, and then within, I think the next day, all these other people had joined in to help me do my task. So I thought that was kind of cool. And maybe I should go back and play. I don't know where my Pikmin are. The amount they purchased in Nyx. But I understand. Like, here's my thing. When I hear stuff like this, I do not get a good feeling about it, right? Because Microsoft is just too big of a company for them to be like, oh, let's go focus on indies, right? Like, if you remember Stadia, like, what did Stadia's pivot look like towards the end? Stadia started saying, like, hey, they were doing really well with indies. So I think that's a really great outlet for indies. I just feel like you're making a system for indie. I don't know if it's the focus or if they're just saying, like, it's going to be indie friendly. Again, a lot that's come out. We just don't have a lot. And I am not crazy Louie, who's just going to make a ton of stuff about something I just don't know. But we could go a lot of different directions. We could speculate. What do you think about the Steam Cube? It's supposed to be hybrid, like yeah, I think Steam Cube again. At this point, at this point, you could tell me they're the same thing because I don't know what differentiates them. Um, right? Like I knew what differentiated um the Steam Deck, right? We did not really have a handheld PC. So like I understood what the Steam Deck was. And now that Steam Deck's out, like I could tell you probably like Asus ROG Ally, any number of Asus devices are capable of running really high graphics. But again, they're also capable of connecting to your TV. And so when I think about a hybrid, like I could tell, like if you have a large Steam library, it makes sense. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I could see where it makes sense. I could see where it makes sense. I think it really depends on the price point. Yeah, it's basically the same, but it's cool to have a name. I don't have any expectations. Yeah, I mean, it's Project Helix. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be called Helix. It's just Project Helix. But I don't know. Like you said, you might as well be telling me it's the Steam machine because I don't know what makes it different. They aren't any device that can play both Xbox and PC games. Can't a PC play Xbox and PC games? Just curious, can a PC play both? I don't know. But I thought that was the whole point is that like I mean they would require different launchers, but couldn't a PC technically play both? Oh, yeah. I do know what Pokemon Snap is. I do know what Pokemon Snap is. But it's too much walking. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Pikmin's like a step walker, right? You like it counts your the whole point is it like counts your steps. You pick up the Pikmin, but once you have Pikmin and you've grown them, you can send them out to do tasks to go get like fruit and stuff. I still don't quite know I really need to sit down with someone who really knows the Pikmin. What's it called? Let me look. It's not called just Pikmin. It's called something. It's not called Pikmin Go. It is called Pikmin Bloom. It's called Pikmin Bloom. I had to look at it. It's called Pikmin Bloom. I played Xbox games on my PC, but I don't think all of them are on the app. That's okay. That's a fair point. Okay, Ross, you're saying they can't. No, it would still require emulation. Interesting. I thought the whole point was Xbox. You could play the games on the PC. Because for Xbox games, some are for PC, some for just console, but only if you can be played on both. Oh, I see what you're saying. 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 It's like if you bought a game on your, there's not a way right now to play a game from like, let's say, Orcs Must Die. I have Orcs Must Die in the Xbox store, but I cannot play Orcs Must Die on my PC even with a launcher, right? So like I would either have to like use cloud or something else to do that. I see what you're saying. I think then it's good. Then yes, if you want to a place to consolidate your like if you want a place to consolidate your PC and Xbox libraries, 100%. I think that works. I'm still curious how they're going to make it work though. Like that's my because like here's my thing. Theoretically, they were saying initially that like that the handheld was supposed to do this, right? Can the handheld do this? I think there's a lot. I don't like to go down like when something has a project name and what it should do. And because my question always comes like, well, why couldn't they do that before? Their new color, which color? A new color like that's not in a game? Which color? If I buy the Xbox version, only some can. Yeah. If I buy the Xbox version, it's not PC, or then I can't play it on PC. I hear you. If Orcs Must Die is on the Xbox app under the Ocean section, you can. But if not, it will console only. Unless you, for Xbox, I will check. I have Xbox on PC. Yeah, but I understand. I understand what y'all are saying. Like, it's not for every game. I get what you're saying. I think the market is definitely for people who have their Xbox library and a PC. I still like. I'm still getting confused a little bit about the storefronts and stuff. I would have to see it. Is getting Play Anywhere? I thought they just got rid of the. I just got they got rid of their marketing of Play Everywhere. We'll see. It's just, again, I just don't trust anything that they put out. This was theoretically what Sarah Bond said again last summer. This is the direction they were going. I just wonder why the console. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would the console be any different than like the PC? Like, what makes the console able to do it, but not the PC? I think that's my biggest thing. Plus PC games. And are these Xbox PC games, or is this Steam PC games? Like Epic Store PC games. Like, that's my only thing, is that I'm thinking of the back end. Why would this hardware allow you to? Why is this not a software slash a conversion issue? Why is this a hardware issue? Does that make sense? Like, why is it I would think like there's some data conversion on the back end, which I get, like, but why do they need this hardware to do this? It's the Decor Pikmin. Okay, the Decor Pikmin were on. So I just started playing Pikmin 4 again during the holidays. The Decor Pikmin are on Pikmin 4, yes. I thought you meant like just comes out. So if that's the case, yeah, there's a whole. I wouldn't say there's a. What did you say? There's a. Yes, they're the same color though. They just have like different things, and you can actually find them in the game, take a picture of them, and they can actually then show up in the app. So I thought, I mean, that's the same thing that they did with Tears of the Kingdom. You play games on your Snow Bunny Rug Ally. That's cool. Snow Bunny? What's a Snow Bunny Rug Ally? They look like everyday objects with the leaf. So you can do that. It's a software issue, and it will likely come to win. So if it's like that, okay. So if it's going to do that, then the question then becomes, like, I understand consolidating your library. If you like to play on the TV, then it should come to like all the handhelds and all that. If that's the case, then that to me is the win, not the Project Helix. Unless that is Project Helix. Unless Project Helix is literally the app to make that happen. Like, to me, that's the win, if they can do that. I also feel like this is like several years in the making. Like, this is like kind of like the longest introduction known to who knows who. You know what I mean? So if this is now officially like Project Helix, it's coming, 100%. I can see why that's exciting. I don't really have a PC library. I mean, actually, I do have a relatively larger PC library, but it comes from all the giveaways on Twitch, but I don't play on PC. But I can understand. It's like me having everything on Switch, right? Like I'm slowly putting everything on Switch, but I know there's some things that I won't get on Switch. I know there's some things I won't get on Switch or PlayStation. I thought it was a color. No, it's not. Yeah, no, it's like you'll get like so what happens is you go through so it's kind of another challenge that they added to Pikmin 4, which you go through and you like take it'll say like um it'll show you where a Pikmin is, like the area, and there's themes. Like some of them have trains on, some of them have like pots on, like some of them have a food item. And in each of the different levels in Pikmin 4, there's like between 4 and 8, depending on the level. And you take a picture of it, and then it like joins your little party of Pikmin. And in the game too, but they function like if it's like a red Pikmin, but it'll be like with a donut on his head. And that will be but he that Pikmin acts like a red Pikmin or a blue Pikmin or a yellow Pikmin or a black Pikmin or a purple Pikmin, a white Pikmin. I don't think I've seen any of them with white on. But the newest Pikmin in Pikmin 4 that I thought was cool is the nighttime Pikmin, which is kind of cheating. But they're like these little neon green night Pikmin. That was kind of cool, I guess. But I don't that's not new to the update. And here's something that's coming to Windows 11 in April. Yeah, we'll see if that is Project Helix and so forth. I think, but I don't know if that's like a like I'm happy that they're consolidating it. Um, so we'll see. I'm just not like I said, I'm not a big fan of them. Like I'm just not. I know you are, Ross. I know you like Game Pass, and there's a couple of people who like Game Pass. A couple of people like Xbox a lot. It's just that I've kind of there's only so many times I can hold out hope for something, and um I think about 2 years ago they like I just lost patience with them, and so like most of my library is just somewhere else, you know. But I think it's a great feature. I have a gaming library, it's Epic Games, Steam, COG, and Xbox. So Jesse will like it. Like if you can like consolidate all that in like one location, one launcher, one app, I think that's cool. PC players want quick resume. It is only on Xbox at the moment. Maybe Microsoft has made a way to bring it to the PC with the new Helix console. Maybe. Maybe. I still don't quite understand the fascination with quick resume, to tell you the truth. Half the time I use quick resume, I have to restart the game anyway. Like I'm not even kidding. Like half the time, like if I leave the game off and then come back, especially if it's online, like I have to restart. Like I have to restart the whole game. So I get why people would want it if it works like it should work, but for me, it just doesn't work like that. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm holding out what actually it is. Right now, all there is project, what's it called? There's no leaks on this. There's no specs on it. They haven't talked about it in any of their investor calls. It's like PlayStation telling me about PlayStation. What are we on? 6? PlayStation 7? Like, I don't know that. Like Nintendo Switch Pro, I don't know that. Um, so what are they going to show? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But works great with single player games that don't need online. and just so I know, like quick resumes, like when I leave the game, everything shuts down, and then I turn it back on, and I'm able to go straight to where I was. That's quick resume, right? PC games don't have that. That's odd. That's odd. I wouldn't even thought like that's a thing. They didn't see our Epic Game Store, although the exact same game. Games on Xbox PC are actually smaller. So I guess that, I mean, I can see why people like it. I can see why people are excited. But again, I don't know if it's the box that I'm excited about. It's not the box that I'm interested to see. It's the app, the program, that bringing that together. Because I can understand, like you said, if I could consolidate my library, like if I could take, what is it? If I could take the Magic the Gathering game on my phone and put it on the Switch, I would be happy about that, right? So I can understand someone else going like Xbox to PC. I can be happy for. I can see that, but that's not to me. Again, I was, why can't they do it for any PC? Wow. I can see, yeah, I can see why that's frustrating. But again, I'm wondering if that's a storefront issue versus a Xbox console. Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm wondering if that's the storefront versus, is that something else? Just curious. Like, I'm curious about the back end. Like I said, I continue to say that. I'm curious about the back end of like, will it work like people are saying it's going to work? Oh, you can play PC game. You can play Steam games on the Helix. Like, has Steam set that? You know what I mean? Has Valve set that? And I haven't really heard anything from Project Helix from Valve. I wish I could take my Sims game with me when I go out. Couldn't you get a ROG? But I would not think Sims plays well on a handheld, Rebolica. Would it? Like, to me, Sims are one of those, it's like me saying Age of Empires or City Skylines. Like, I can't play. Like, I need a mouse. That's what I was just thinking, Rouster. I think she could do that. I think she could do that. I could see Granite in the background being like, do not give her ideas, Rouster. Don't give her any ideas. I need a mouse and one that works, unlike this one. I don't know what's wrong with this one. But I probably should figure that out. Yeah, let me disconnect this. Yeah, but I don't know what's wrong with this. I don't know how to charge it or anything. I'll figure it out. ROG Ally X or even the original ROG Ally. Any of them. Any of them. Any of them, right? She should be able to do it with any of them. Not just the Asus ROG Ally, but also the any of the handheld PCs. I would imagine she can do it with it. I know, Rouster, did you get the Xbox Ally X? My Snow Bunny ROG Ally is, what is a Snow Bunny? Is that just the color? Is that just the color? Let me see this. ROG Ally. What is a snow bunny rug ally? Snow runner? I see a snow runner. I don't see a snow bunny. What is a snow bunny? But they have the white one. But I don't see a snow bunny. Yeah, it says there's no official snow bunny raw. I don't know what that is. I think the white LIX is the snow bunny one. No, it says snow runner. They say the white one is the snow runner. It says the snow runner. I don't know this snow bunny one, but there is a snow runner. So I don't know. Probably just the color. The white Xbox Rog Ally. That's what it is, the white Xbox Rock Ally. So the Snow Bunny is the white Xbox Rock Ally? It's too bad just Snow Bunny. I'm sure it could. That's why I looked it up. I couldn't find it. If y'all find it, post it, let me know. Or just send it. Send. What's it? Spartan, you have the Discord. You have the Discord. But if it is the white one, it's called the Snow Runner. I just looked, unless, and which is possible. It's just that Gemini didn't know what it was. It's possible. I don't know. Well, I know Jeff keeps asking about it. The basement is painted, so the room is painted. There is some questions on the carpet. Hopefully get that, fixed in the next 3 weeks. So once my carpet is put down, the studio should be able to come back online a little bit. And so I'm really looking forward to that because did a new paint job down there. And I think I may show y'all that. I may show as I'm there's new carpet. Unfortunately, I need to get a new sofa, but that's a different story. So we shall see. There's no such thing as a Snow Bunny Rug Alex, just the personal name. All right, later, roster. Sorry for the confusion. Spartan, we're looking everywhere for this. I'm like, is it the white one? You're okay. I was like, is it the white? I guess it is. But night, roster. We're about to follow you. I'm looking forward to your game streams again. Well, I said that, roster, because I'm looking forward to doing Ghostbusters. Because I think that would be kind of a cool change of pace from Orcs Must Die. And I think we can get 4 or 5 people into Ghostbusters. It's a different map, it's a different layout, and it's something where I feel like we can all get into it. I think that's what I'm looking forward to. It's just something where we have a different map, something for us to figure out as a community. Just because I feel like for Orcs Must Die, we're all pretty good at it. And so it's maybe something else to help us figure it out. So I'm looking forward to that. Spartan, you want to play Ghostbusters 2? Or you would like to play Ghostbusters also? We're talking about Spirits Unleashed. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. There's a few people in the community. I have it. I believe Roster has it. Ambi has it. I believe Obi Rose has it. And so I feel like if there's 6 or 7 people who have it, that's enough people for us to have a constant rotation of people who have it. That's the thing. If only 2 of us have it, then so. Gotta text to join the boys on Battle. All right, later, Jesse. Thanks for coming back. I'm not in first searches that much anymore, but still play with friends on that game. Is Is that worth getting, Jesse? Is Battlefield 6 worth getting? All right, Blinks, no worries, Simpleton. We're about to head out too. We're about to head out. I'll text you, Simpleton, if I remember the game I meant to ask you about. All right, or I'll send you on whatever. I'll send you somewhere. But we're gonna shut it down. My voice is getting there. I need to take this face off. I need to go check on the fish. So with that, I'm gonna give it like 2 minutes. I can't play it tonight. I'm sorry. Oh, what? Play what tonight? Battlefield? Or Ghostbusters? Because if it's Ghostbusters, I can't play tonight either. Ghostbusters is on... I don't even know. It's either on my PlayStation or on my Xbox. I don't know which one it's on. But it's on one of them. So I don't even know where my Xbox is. So that should tell you something. And Battlefield 6, I don't know. So, but if you're going to play with Jesse, I'll play it again. But with that, okay, we're at 10:29, so I can shut down at 10:30. All right, with that, we'll be back next week, hopefully, with Murder Man. I'm going to try to get Murder Man to do his interview. But with that, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming, why you game. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the plane. All right, I will see you all on the next one. All right, take care, y'all. Later.